What's up, guys? Mr. Lee Redmond here with episode number 8 of the Unemployment series. I've now completed the final 11 games of the season, so let's get straight into those results and see how we got on. Started off with a 0-0 draw at home to Sligo Rovers. Only thing of note was Adam O'Connor getting sent off for 2 yellow cards in 12 minutes, but we held on somehow to take a point. 25 shots to 3 in their favour. They had 10 on target to my 1, and they had 57% possession. So to come away with 0-0 draw was actually really good. We lost 3-1 at Bohemians in our second game with Jimmy Fulham, put us 1-0 up in the 14th minute. With just 6 minutes to go, Gary O'Neill equalised for Bohemians to make it 1-1, obviously, duh. And we went to half time 1-0. And we weren't doing too badly until 2 goals in 2 minutes rounded the points up for Bohemians. Gary O'Neill put them 2-1 up in the 74th minute, and then Paddy Kavanagh made it 3 with just 2 minutes later to give them the points. 10 shots to 4 on target. No, my God. 10 shots to 4 in their favour. 7 on target to my 2, and they had 52% possession. We then followed that up with our first win of the section, a 2-1 away win at Bray Wanderers. Ryan Manning put us 1-0 up in the 11th minute. Barry Clancy equalised for Bray just 3 minutes later, and we went in level at half time with just 15 minutes to go. James Hand got the goal that gave us the 3 points to close the gap on the teams above us. 14 shots to 8 in Bray's favour. They had 9 on target to my 3, and they had 51% possession. We then made it 2 in a row for the first time this season. Ronan Condom gave Saltill the win 8 minutes into the second half, and we made it 2 wins out of 2. 17 shots to 11 in my favour, 4 each on target, and we had 53% possession. We then took a break from the league to take on Tolka Rovers in the Challenge Cup. James Hand put us 1-0 up in the 4th minute, and we went at half time 1-0 up. 2 minutes after this second half started, John Tierney made it 2-0 to us, and we looked like we'd be coasting through, but it wasn't so easy, unfortunately, as Dara Murray pulled Tolka 2-1 to 2-1 in the 66th minute, and then just 3 minutes later he doubled his tally to make it 2-2 and took us to a replay. 19 shots to 10 in my favour. I had 9 on target to their 6 and 53% possession. The replay was done pretty much straight away, and as you can see, I ended up 1-4-2, but Tolka took us all the way again. Manning put us 1-0 up in the 11th minute. Paul O'Rourke equalised for Tolka, and we went at half time 1-1. We then went 2-1 up just after the hour mark through Ryan Manning again. With 6 minutes to go, O'Rourke equalised for Tolka. Went into extra time, where Ryan Manning completed his hat-trick in the 105th minute, and then just to make it safe, got a 4th for us to make it 4-2 just before the half-time just after half-time, in extra time. So we went through to the quarter-finals, where we were drawn with, I think it was Sligo again. No, I don't think it was Sligo, I'm not too sure. 25 shots to 21 in my favour. They had 10 on target to my 9 and 51% possession. No, that actually was Sligo Rovers. We lost 3-0 at home to Derry City next. Darryl Fordyce in the 31st minute put them 1-0 up. He then doubled his tally just 2 minutes after half time, and then Barry McNamee rounded off the score and completed the win for Derry with just 15 minutes to go. Now, that Darryl Fordyce was actually a decent player on 2 or 3 FMs ago when he was at Liverpool, because there was always him and Danny Guthrie that I always used to sign. I remember him. Yeah, it's 14 shots to 1 in Derry's favour, 10 on target to my none, and they had 63% possession. Unfortunately, we ended our cup run at the quarter-final stage. Danny North put Sligo 1-0 up in the 12th minute. In the 31st minute, they made it 2 for Ashley Hemmings. And then with just 4 minutes to go, John Russell completed the scoring to send Sligo through to the semi-finals. 17 shots to 5 in Sligo's favour. 5 on target to my 2. And they had 57% possession. We then drew 2-2 against relegation rivals UCD. Ryan Manning put us 1-0 up in the 14th minute. He then doubled the lead with a penalty just 7 minutes later. Unfortunately, Martin Nolan pulled one back for UCD with just 8 minutes to go, and then within 60 seconds, Dara Fennell equalised for UCD, and we went on to draw the game 2-2, which wasn't too bad because UCD were actually still below us, so we held out to take the points. Once again, I think for the third time in these games, Com Horgan was subbed at half-time due to having an absolute shocker. 12 shots to 10 in UCD's favour. They had 6 on target to my 2, and I had 52% possession. Pretty happy to come away with a point there, to be fair. We then lost 4-0 at home to Cork. Graham Cummins put Cork 1-0 up in the 3rd minute. He then doubled the tally just 8 minutes later. And then just before half-time, Lewis James made it 3-0. And then just after the hour mark, Coleman minimum made it 4 to complete the win. Eon Powdery got 3.4, and again Com Horgan got 4.8. For some reason, it's always the fullbacks that are rubbish. 18 shots to 2 in Cork's favour. They had 9 on target to my 1 and 52% possession. We then drew 2-2 at St Patrick's. Evan Horwood put St Patrick's 1-0 up from the penalty spot on the half-hour mark, and they were 1-0 up at half-time. On the hour mark, James Hand pulled us level. Just 12 minutes later, Michael Hurty actually put us 2-1 up. Unfortunately, we only lasted 60 seconds, where Shane McFall equalised for St Patrick's to make it 2-2. 18 shots to 7 in St Patrick's favour, 6 on target to our 3, and they had 58% possession. We then followed that up with a 1-1 draw against Limerick. Dennis Bahan put Limerick 1-0 up in the 40th minute, and Gareth Matthews' own goal pulled us level with 22 minutes to go and gave us a really valuable point. 4 shots to 3 in Limerick's favour. They had 3 on target to my 1, and they had 53% possession. We then got absolutely destroyed by Shamrock 5-0. Lismore put us 1-0 down in the 11th minute, and we actually went in 1-0 at half time, so we weren't doing too badly. When in Nublé own goal in the 53rd minute made it 2. Paul Andrews 15 minutes later actually made it 3-0 to Shamrock, and 2 goals in 6 minutes, one from O'Donnell in the 83rd minute, and then Brian Prunty in the 89th gave Shamrock an emphatic 5-0 win. 16 shots to 11 in their favour, 12 on target to my 9, and 57% possession. So to be quite honest, to lose 5-0 was a bit of a pain in the butt. Once again, the fullbacks were shocking. And in the final game of the season, a 2-1 home win against Dundalk. Noble put us 1-0 up in the 3rd minute. James Hanna made it 2 in the 7th minute, and we were 2-0 up at half time. Mark McGugan pulled one back for Dundalk, but they weren't able to get anything else after that. We ran out 2-1 winners. 15 shots to 5 in Dundalk's favour. They had 6 on target to my 4, 55% possession. Now that result was very, very important, and here's why. We actually did not get relegated, and we didn't even get in the playoffs. We actually finished in 10th. So UCD have been relegated, and Drogheda are going to be in the relegation playoffs at the end of the season. So not only that, I actually was surprised we didn't finish bottom. We actually, those wins at the start against Bray and against, I can't remember who it was actually, they basically sorted us out for not finishing bottom, because actually UCD took 4 points in his final 11 games where we took 13. And I was actually surprised to actually get out of the relegation playoffs, to be fair. So we've actually done pretty well. So UCD are going to be replaced by Longford, who I beat in the playoffs. And Athlone Town have already beaten Wexford by the looks of it in the playoffs. Yep, they beat them 3-2, and they will be playing Drogheda in playoffs as well. I probably should have done those, to be honest, and seen how it gone. I might skip on in a second actually with the final 2 games. In the league stats wise for our players, we've got absolutely jack shit on there. So let's have a look at our team. Leading goal scorer Ryan Manning with 11, and John Tierney also got 11 as well. Tierney got 11 in 11 games, but I think he got injured for 2 months unfortunately. Finance wise, we are 16,000 in debt, but should have 61. Well, should be 61,000 in debt at the end of the season. It's not too bad, to be fair. so it's manageable at least. So let's have a look. What should we look at? Let's have a look at confidence. So I don't know why that's actually that's like that. 1% confidence, even though it says since it wouldn't. I lack any real job security due to the fact that it's quite easy to get rid of me. First division, be competitive, and I've survived, so I think that's good enough. League Cup, they don't really care. Senior Challenge Cup was to reach the second round, and I reached the quarterfinals, so that's all good. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to pause it there and get to the playoff for the first leg playoff of the relegation playoff between Drogheda and not Wexford. I can't remember who it is. Who the fudge is it? Giving up already. Athlone, sorry. So I'm going to pause it there and just let you guys see if Athlone come up and replace Drogheda. So if you just, I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys, and we'll see how they got on. Well, guys, I've actually come back a little earlier just to show you this. I've actually been offered a job interview at AFC Wimbledon. I think this is the second job interview actually I've been offered. I'll see if I can actually find out if it is or not. I'm not going to take it, to be fair, because I would like to carry on with Salt Hill. I'm not one of those, even though I think basically the unemployment challenge is to get us up the leagues as quick as you can. I like to stay at clubs for a long time. So this is my second season at Salt Hill. If I was to stay for 10 seasons, I would stay for 10 seasons, if I'm being honest. But in that time, I would have at least liked to go into Europe. So in this case, I'm actually going to decline it, but I thought you guys would be interested in seeing that to show I'm not doing too badly. Even though I got sacked by Stockport in the Conference North in November, I've gone to Ireland, so I've gotten promoted and survived, and I've actually been offered a job interview by FC Wimbledon. I've declined to take it. Going to do at least one more season with Salt Hill, then I might start to consider jobs after that. But I'm going to go back again, going to pause it again, guys, and get the relegation playoff done. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so it's been done, and unfortunately to say, Drogheda have survived, beating Athlone 4-1 over the 2 legs. So Drogheda will stay. We're just going to be joined by Longford, who I beat in the playoffs, so it won't be too bad. It turns out, I've just searched, it turns out the AFC Wimbledon offer was the actual first job offer. I thought I had a second one, but thinking about it now, I think that might have been a different actual file I'm doing. So what I'm going to show you guys actually as well is the youths, because some trials come to end like this, but check out the potential on a lot of these youths. Load of 5 stars. One is even good enough to get into my first team already, and then you've got a load of 3 stars all the way down to these guys. So this very good potential at the moment. Whether it lasts that long is another matter, to be quite honest. So that's not a bad youth intake. That's over the 2 seasons, not actually just this one. So he's actually pretty decent. He's actually decent enough to come straight into at least get into the squad and probably actually make the first team, to be quite honest. But then I've got quite good potential on quite a few players. There's some of the abilities not great. That's it, guys. That's what I want to show you, the relegation playoffs and those players. I've only just noticed those players, to be quite honest. So that's it, guys, for this episode. Leave some likes, leave some comments, and subscribe. Would appreciate it all. Tune in next time for the pre-season, the transfer window, and the first. I might do 11 games. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to do it, but tune in next time for the first episode of the 3rd season with Salt Hill. Until then, guys, as always, take it steady.